Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the vlog. This is going to be my reading vlog, like my weekend reading vlog for Pegasaurass for Pride, which is a readathon that I am co-hosting with Clint over at Reed's Reader, where basically we are trying to just read smutty books all weekend, specifically queer smutty books, but smutty books in general. And so I'm going to do a little mini reading vlog for this. It is already 2 o'clock on Friday. This goes from Friday the 9th to Sunday the 11th. And unfortunately, I have to work Saturday and Sunday. Thankfully, it's only 5-hour shifts both days, so could be a lot worse. But I just wanted to start this vlog and kind of say what's going on. I do have other books started, so if I do read some of those, I might mention them, even though they're not smutty. But I do have 4 books that I'd like to read this weekend. That is very bold of me, stating that I have finished 1 book this month so far, but I have three started, so that's something. But the first book that I want to read, and will be the first book that I'm reading, is Blood Crown by Elizabeth Brown and Tori Heat. I want to read this entire series this weekend because they are very bingeable and very quick. But this basically is a adult paranormal where we are following Ashira, who is a succubus, and basically she has now taken over the throne of this country. She has overthrown the previous ruler and is now queen, and so she is trying to meet with the leaders and the delegates of these other countries to kind of form agreements, because she is the first queen ever in the history of these countries, and also is the first country to ban slavery. And so she's trying to meet with these other leaders and delegates to convince them to do the same. And by inviting them all to her palace, she ends up realizing that she is mates with quite a few of them, and by doing so kind of change their minds on some of their current ruling techniques, we'll say. And so it is a giant wide choose. In the first book there is 4 love interests. That sounds right, but that also could be wrong. I will confirm later once I start reading it. I know there's at least 4, but I can't remember if it's 4 or 5. And then in the second book you add a couple more, and so this would automatically work for, I need to find the prompts. And so I have my little notebook here with the prompts, and so this works. We have 7 prompts, and I'm not going to go through every single prompt, which actually the thing is, I'm looking through this now, and I will just read what prompts this specific book fits. So this fits the prompt "No Glove, No Love, read an MM book," because there is MM content within the book. So I'm counting it. Prompt number 3, wave your flag, read a book with 3+ colors on the cover. Technically there is black, silver, and red on this cover. Technically those are 3 colors. It counts. And then prompt number 5, spread the ... romance featuring 3+ people. There is, we'll go with there being 4 love interests, so that means there's 5 people in total. And then as we go through the series, more people get added. And that will also, the second book will cover the one other prompt, and then another book that I plan on reading this weekend might fit prompt number 4. I'm honestly not sure. And then honestly, prompt number 7, treat yourself. I might say screw it and buy a book, even though I don't get paid till next week. But I kind of want to order a book, so I might do that. I might do that this weekend. Maybe, who knows? We'll see by the end of this weekend. So that's kind of what that works for, and I'm so excited to reread this because I've read Blood Crown, which is book 1, and War Crown, which is book 2 in this series, and I've yet to read the 3rd book, which is Immortal Crown, and I've been wanting to read it since it came out in January, so I figured this weekend binge it, because it is a queer series. Pretty much almost all of the characters are queer. If I'm not mistaken, literally every single character, at least in the first book, is queer. And then in book 2, the 2 love interests that are involved, one is obviously queer, and then the other one I'm not sure, but I feel everybody's queer in this series pretty much. All the main characters are queer in some way, so that I do really like. And so I'm so excited to read some of this. I honestly might read some of it right now because I'm in a reading mood, even though I probably should do productivity things since it's my day off, and it's my last day off until next Thursday. But I want to read, and I want to read books for my own readathon, so maybe I'll read a couple of chapters and then do the productivity. Who knows? I'll update you later. So it is about 9:40 on Saturday, and I did finish Blood Crown last night, and I'm giving it 4 stars. It's really good. Like, obviously it's a reread for me, so it's like I don't really have that much to say. I do really like the characters, and the spice is amazing because there's spice in every chapter. And I was right when I said there's 4 love interests in the first book. There is a incubus, a vampire, a angel, and a fae. And then at the very end of book 1, you get 2 new love interests involved, which both are shifters. And yeah, I don't really have anything specific to say. Like I binged it all in a day. I'm not that surprised because it was only 336 pages, I think, according to Amazon, so not that bad. And then this morning I've already started War Crown, which is book 2, and I read the first chapter, so I'm already like 15% in because the chapters are pretty long, and there's only like 11 or 12 chapters compared to like the 20 some in the first book. And this one, obviously we're continuing the story, and this one also works for the prompt. If I remember correctly, because I have also read this one, it works for prompt number 2, which is lip syncing, read a female book, because one of the shifters that Ashira finds out that she's mates with at the end of book 1 is a female. So it counts, because if I remember correctly, there is a couple of spicy scenes with our 2 amazing women in this book. And so yeah, I'm hoping to finish this today after work because it's 9:40 now. I work 10:30 to 3:30, and then I'm off the rest of the day, so that means this afternoon/evening I can get a bunch of reading done, fingers crossed. So yeah, I just wanted to do that little update, and it is honestly cold in my room. Like, I woke up at like 5 a.m. freezing my ass off, having to turn off some of my fans in my room. And now I'm cold, but I refuse to turn the other fans off because it's supposed to get hot later. So I'm just bundled up in this blanket like, can I go back to bed, please? Proceeds to yawn after saying I want to go back to bed. But unfortunately I can't. I have to work. I have to adult, which sucks. Okay, so it is currently 7:30 here on Saturday, and so I worked until 3:30. I came back, I ate a bit, and I kind of started reading more of War Crown, and then I fell asleep, phone in hand, light on, glasses on, passed the fuck out until like 6 o'clock. And then I've done a little bit more readings. I'm currently like 45% I think into War Crown, and I do think I will get it finished tonight because I am halfway through. And I am still in a reading mood, even though I fell asleep reading earlier. But I feel like I just wanted to do this little update and just kind of, yeah, like, I am really enjoying this. One thing I will say is that I'm about to do another prompt. Prompt number 7 is Treat Yourself. I'm going to buy the next book in the series, which is Immortal Crown. because I thought I already bought it and I owned it. Turns out I don't. So I will buy that and count that as my treat myself to A, buy the ebook, B, I'll be treating myself to have the option to read it, and treating myself to having the book to then finish the series. That definitely counts as treating myself. Or I could count my nap earlier as treating myself because I treated myself to a well-deserved nap. So yeah, that's just a little update, I guess. So last night I finished War Crown and I'm giving it 4 stars. It's definitely not as good as the first one, honestly, but it's still good. And the thing is with these books, they are like, the easiest way to describe it, it's like trash but good. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's like very cliche, tropey. But sometimes you just need something that's cliche, tropey, very like just trashy in the best sense of the word, of where it's like so enjoyable and easily digestible and you don't have to think. And this kind of is that, where it's like that trashy but good, if that makes any sense, which is why it's 4 stars. It's currently 8:30 and I honestly want to do some reading, so I'll probably start Immortal Crown, which is book 3, before I go to work at 10. So yeah. So last night I made it to 34% of Immortal Crown and I'm enjoying it. I'm just not reading it as fast as the first 2 because I think the first 2 are rereads and I did remember a decent amount of like the plot itself, so I was able to read through it really quickly. But with this 3rd book, so much more is happening that I feel like I need to pay attention, so I'm reading it a little bit slower. Also, I kind of don't want the series to be done because even though, as I said before, it's kind of like trashy, but it's still like good, so I don't want to just binge through it. Plus yesterday after work I was exhausted, so I didn't read, and then I hung out on a video call with like 2 of my friends who I literally haven't talked to on a video call in probably over a month. So we kind of caught up and chatted for like a good almost 2 hours, I think. So that took the time away, and so ultimately I didn't get it finished like I wanted to, but I got like almost 2.5 books done. Technically the only like prompts that I didn't get done are prompt number 4, celebrate with the community, read a book with a sexuality that is not your own, and then walk through Pride, join reading sprints, because me and Clint weren't able to do reading sprints this weekend like we originally planned, but when in doubt, these readathons are just to read books. And yeah, it's normally to hang out with friends, but obviously this weekend was different than both of us anticipated. So yeah, but I'm gonna end this vlog here because I need to start next week's vlog because it is Monday when I'm filming this. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this reading vlog. It was basically me binging almost an entire series. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!